curiosity surrounding this Wack 100 and Big U beef. A lot of people wondering, where did their beef start from?
Right.
Why are
even
they
know they was
currently
beefing.
engaged in the most drama-filled beef in recent LA history?
It's
Now,
crazy.
this video here was created before the Big U RICO, before Big U was arrested by the feds and indicted. However, if you watch this video to the end, you would have the full story and the full understanding of exactly why Big U and Wack 100 can't be in the same room and why they dislike each other to extreme degrees.
People, street people, kids, listen, it's a new element out here. You know what I'm saying? It's called the gang cop. Big U is the leader.
Like you said, you asked me about the other dude. Before I even knew Wack 100, I let him do what he gonna do, bro. Allah got to deal with that. He got to deal with Allah, because I'm not gonna disrespect him and nobody else to get no likes. You know what I'm saying? But if they want to disrespect me, that's cool. Because if I see you, I'm going to demo on you. I'm going to take the case.
But things weren't always like this. There was a time, believe it or not, where Wack 100 and Big U were best friends.
I respected him.
I ain't know that either.
I learned to love his family, to care about his family. You know, we both been in each other's homes. Our kids know each other. You know, and I looked at his son like a nephew. You know, no matter what it was, you know, we was there. You know, any situation that had something to do with me, whether I knew about it beforehand or not, he was also there for me.
So where did things go wrong? How did these two go from being best friends to sworn enemies? Luckily for you, you clicked on this video because I got the answers for you. We actually have to rewind to the year 2000 because that's when this journey starts. Wack 100 and Big U got introduced to each other through Death Row. You see, Wack 100 joined Death Row through Reggie right here. Reggie and Wack had a relationship, and Reggie vouched for Wack to Suge, and that's how Wack 100 got his intro into Death Row.
I don't know where Flacco going with this, but I heard from a little birdie on the YouTube podcast that I used to watch a few years ago that Big U was, extort. Well, not extort, but anyway, basically he was like, Suge Knight was his son. Basically, like he was saying that, hey, when Big U was out on the street, Suge Knight wasn't doing what he was doing. But when Big U went into the pen, Suge Knight started trying to, do him. But when Big U got back out, he was like, hey, we ain't doing none of that over here. This is my city. So hey, I don't know. I know he an old nigga from the '60s. That's all I heard. I don't know, but I don't know if that's what Flacco going with it.
When I first met Reggie, I told Reggie, listen, I'm here for whatever it got to be, but I really want to conduct some business. So Reggie gave me his phone number. And after going out a few times, a few situations happening on that side of it, a few conversations with Reg on the other side of it, he eventually put me on a three-way call with Suge. And he told Suge, like, yo, man, we need this dude around. He brings both elements. He's a thinker. He bought his business. He got his own money. He ain't up here asking for a check, and but he with the if we gotta be. So that he told Reg, y'all keep it together, and when I get there, we'll put it together, and that's how that came.
Right.
But Big U's introduction to Death Row was a little bit more grim. Big U was still in prison, but Big U's name rang bells in the streets of LA. Big U was like a mystical figure, a street lord. The stories you've heard about Big U would make you think that Big U wasn't a real person. Like, for example, Big U apparently holds the knockout record in LA County Jail. During one riot, he knocked out 32 people. Big U apparently holds the all-time record for knockouts in county jail with a couple hundred, even 1,000, some may say. So Big U is a mystical figure. Like the character Debo in Friday was actually depicted after Big U. That was actually Big U he was acting like. So with Suge Knight operating on the West Coast and understanding who Big U is, Suge wanted to get in Big U's good graces. So while Big U was in prison, Big U's brother passed away. So Suge Knight sent flowers to the family, and that went a long way with Big U.
First time I ever heard of Suge and Big U communicating was through when Big U's brother got killed and shot at a studio. Wakita Rock, the Realist, and Big C Style, and all of them at Echo Sounds. So Key Rock came to me and said, hey, you know, Big Youth, it'll be a good look if Death Row send some flowers and, you know, get a little something to help out.
Okay, okay.
And I thought that was a great idea. And I brought that to Shug and told Shug that, hey, you know, this guy Big U, his brother was there. Even though when the Death Row function, those niggas was doing that on their own. Corrupt and the realest messing had some dudes from Dallas come in town and they were up there selling beats and raps and all trying to make some money, and some dudes came through and laid their ass out or got shot. And you know, I think we, you know, gonna send a little check to help out and send some flowers. And she was like, yeah, it's cool. Yeah, do that. You know, gave me the blessings to do that.
Big U really appreciated Suge sending a check and flowers and looking out, even though they didn't have a relationship and didn't know each other. So when Big U got out of prison, Big U and Suge actually formed a really tight bond.
Okay. Now, like I said, that was a little birdie I heard. I don't even know how it's true it was, but like I said, that's what I heard. But Flacco telling a different story. So.
You know what I mean? I'm letting book on watch this stuff. We don't have no party where I come in my area.
But like most good things in Suge Knight's life, the harmonious times came to an end, and Big U and Suge Knight found themselves at odds over an unknown conflict. So while Big U and Suge were at odds, Wack 100 still kept in communication with Big U, and they became tighter as Wack 100 was still in the fold of Death Row, while Big U was on the outskirts due to him and Suge Knight's conflict.
Me and Big U met. Suge Knight. Actually, Big U had caught a violation. I think Reggie had to help with trying to get him out. Suge helped with some attorney money. I want to say 03, 04, somewhere around there.
Me, that's when LA.
That's how we met. I met through Suge. And Suge, over the years, he's on and off with anybody. So me and Big U kind of like continued our relationship.
In 2017, 6ix9ine was the hottest rapper in the world. He was scorching hot. The dude had rainbow hair, but in every video, he had 100 killers. So he demanded attention. But here's the thing. 6ix9ine was repping a blood set. Now, when you're repping a blood set, there's politics that comes with it. But 6ix9ine would make it very clear that he wasn't checking in, tapping in, or bowing down to anybody, even though he was repping blood and he's obligated to.
Yo, I'm gonna say this right now before the media starts covering their own story. There's gangsters all over this world. East Coast, West Coast, down south.
You're not one of them, my dude.
Gangsters. I don't check into nobody, you know what I'm saying? I respect everybody's soil that I walk on, but I do not check in anywhere I go, and it's gonna stay like that, you know what I'm saying? So stop trying to tell me niggas gotta check in. It's 2018. Mention my name for clout. You know what I'm saying? It's not even about gangster and respecting niggas' words and G codes. It's now, oh, I want clout. I want to make a name for myself. Everybody who mentioned my name is a rapper. Y'all not gangsters. Y'all rappers, and y'all want names for yourselves.
Let me find out that these niggas fell out over 6ix9ine goof ass. Let me find out. I don't know if that's true, but we gonna see though.
It's not gonna happen. I don't check in nowhere I go.
That message came across as 6ix9ine thumbing his nose at an age-old tradition, which is tapping in and checking in when you come back to the motherland of gangs, which is LA. Now, one of the people who just left a bad taste in their mouth was another blood rapper who was on the opposite coast, LA, The Game. Now, The Game at the time was being managed by Wack 100. So when The Game went on stage and said F 6ix9ine, well, Wack 100 was forced to co-sign the sentiment of F 6ix9ine.
Fake ass blood. 6ix9ine. 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 Blood.
No.
The Game is signed to Wack 100. So Wack 100 was forced to back up and co-sign The Game sentiments and ride with The Game no matter what. So this started a full-on war between The Game, Wack 100, and their crew versus 6ix9ine's manager, Shotty, 6ix9ine, and their crew.
Okay.
And this beef will play out on social media.
So what Big U
The Game. I remember the first time I saw The Game, he was on Love Connection. I'm older than 6ix9ine. I saw you crying on Love Connection. Suck. You ain't no gangster. You worked out and got tough. I'm mad at this little man. What y'all mad at him for? Y'all trying to get album sales off of Tekashi 6ix9ine. out of here. Wack 100, you old pimple. Look at your face, you faggot ass. Niggas come to New York.
Yo, whoever this New York is, the nigga right with the did the video about need the chapstick and all that. The that's in the project bill with the Kmart shades. Yeah, you listen. I'm not gonna tell you to suck because I ain't in the man, but I'm a very disrespectful motherfucker. I'm gonna tell your mama and your dead ass cum guzzling grandmama. Yeah. Tell them to suck on the dick now. I done went way past rap because I'm not a rapper. So me and you both know what it is.
He violated.
How you feel as a grown ass man with 3 kids on the internet trolling a 21 to be your son, bro? Like cut the out, bro. Let's be real. Wack 100, like let's be real. Like, come on, Wack. Come on, Wack. Come on, Wack. I spoke to you on the phone a few times. This was not your energy, bro. You were supporting all the way support, bro. All the way support, bro. Cut that out, nigga. Wack 100, nigga.
Wack 100.
Oh, come on, bro.
Industry blood, you heard?
Industry blood, nigga.
Industry blood. That nigga not even good in the streets, you heard? That nigga industry blood. He go with the executives. That's where he get his bags from.
Now you're probably watching this and wondering,
yeah,
what does this have to do with
you
Wack
feel
and
me,
Big
Flacco?
U? Bro, I'm getting to it. Let me cook. So Shotty will respond back to Wack 100 and tell Wack 100 that him or any of his associates are banned from New York. And if they come to New York, it's going to be up and it's going to be some real consequences.
That niggas holler at that. In the game, if you tough, tap me with your New York, like you said, and pull up in New York. This thing last year, y'all niggas cannot pull up in New York this year. I don't know who you think you could call. Y'all niggas cannot pull up in New York this year. Straight way. And you must not be a real gang member, because Black Wall Street is out of New York. Nigga. Double R to my real rights. Y'all know the hit, man.
Around this time, 6ix9ine and another blood rapper, Trippie Redd, were currently at odds. Now, 6ix9ine was on the East Coast under the supervision of Shotty. Trippie Redd was on the West Coast under the supervision of Wack 100. Remember, the ban wasn't just for the game or Wack 100. It was for all of their associates. Both sides had banned the other side from coming to their hometown or their respective coast. It was doomed for somebody to call the bluff of the other side. So Trippie Redd decided he was going to call the bluff of 6ix9ine, and he was going to pull up in New York with some West Coast dudes for protection. But things didn't go as planned for Trippie Redd, because when he pulled up to New York, 6ix9ine had a bunch of goons waiting for Trippie Redd at his hotel.
6ix9ine is still a he's still a ass on him. This 6ix9ine done. He can't come to LA at all.
What the hell? They just reinvented the East Coast versus West Coast beef. You feel me? Like, that's what they did, bro. Like, this is all they doing, bro. I'm gonna let it play because I'm trying to figure out what the hell this guy to do it. But Flacco said he gonna get into it, man.
Never.
I'm just getting impatient.
If he comes to, bro, if 6ix9ine comes to LA, it's over. And I'm in New York right now, bro. You feel me? So it's like, if y'all really think, bro, about that, bro, really go tell that, like, pull up right now, like, right now, like, cause bro, you want to know what bro did? Bro had waiting for me at my hotel, some 9 trade niggas. As soon as I walk in the building, hit right in my mouth, nigga.
Damn, they busted you. Shake it.
4 blocks. Chased you 9 trade blocks. I chased the nigga myself mostly. I ran them niggas down myself. Shout out to the myself.
Oh, that's a no.
6ix9ine.
My bad. That's a no. You don't do that. That's not your city, my boy. You do not chase niggas in their own city because you don't know what's waiting for you around that corner. They could have ran you to an ambush. You could have got y'all up out of there. That's a no. Nope.
I will respond back, taunting Trippie Redd for thinking he could come to New York and go untouched.
What's going on? But I feel really bad about it. Your chin is bruised up. You just can't be out here calling people gay, bro. You can't be supporting false accusations. You can't be ranting on live, talking about I'm good in New York, talking about New York this, New York that. Like, you just can't do that, bro. You should put some ice on that chin.
Just bruised up. I feel bad, bro. And you can't just start snitching and say it was the non-trade. You can't do that, bro. That's not gangster. That's not. I just want you to be my friend again. 1400, you know I told the pole. 6'9", you know I told the pole.
When Wack 100 found out that Trippie Redd got touched in New York, even though he had some West Coast dudes with him for protection, Wack 100 was pissed.
That's not your
and
city,
he wanted
though,
to
bro.
know how this took place. How did this happen? And who let Trippie Redd get touched? This led to a huge altercation between Wack 100 and Trippie Redd's security guard Avery Mitchell at Big U's shop.
He already. What happened was they was having words over the 6'9", the 6'9" and the 6'9" and Trippie Redd situation. Avery was bodyguard for Trippie Redd at the time.
Okay.
And 6'9" and his crew rolled down on Trippie Redd now. And then we called, and I'm like, hold on, y'all rolled down on them, but my family is the security.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
that's how that got. So then the dude got on the phone, and the play was coming together. So somehow they ended up having words, because they just never liked each other from a relationship that they had over one of the other bodyguards.
Right.
So we ended up meeting up at my shop, not for them to get down,
Okay.
but it was just for us to square it off. And then now you gotta remember, Dog is with me.
Right.
So it don't matter if you with me. It's my job to protect you. So you straight if you with me wherever we at.
That's facts.
So him and bro was having words. So we was going in the shop. I didn't even have a chance to open the gate. Dog get off on Avery.
Damn.
Boom bang.
He said boom bang.
Don't do nothing to Avery. Avery swallowed it.
Oh, he just ate that?
Ate it. That's why this nigga never stand in front of me. Ever. Because he know I know. Avery ate it. I can be trouble. Avery, you want it? Avery like, nah, we good. I'm gonna let that go. So Avery is playing him. Avery just waiting like, woo, you know, Avery talking like, man, nah, we good. We gonna let it go. Woo. Then Avery easy. When Avery easy, Avery get off on him. Bow! he grabbed the thing. Yeah, he grabbed his thing like, man, I'm gonna edit everything over. Then I was like, man, hold on, man. Ooh. And then, it go like it go. You feel me? But he only by himself, so he ain't finna get trap treated. He ain't finna get nothing. He ain't finna nothing. He finna get, you know what I mean? He ain't by himself. He with me, so he was with a whole lot of people.
Right.
So we break it up. Now we like, man, y'all even, because they be like, nah, I want mine back.
Come out like he did.
He say,
boy.
Hey, then we like, okay, now. Hey, we like, now we can get out.
Oh, me.
He was like, nah, man, I'm cool.
Wack 100 showed up one deep in territory that wasn't his.
Okay, yeah.
Now, even though he couldn't hold it against Big U, he still felt a certain type of way that Big U allowed him to get fired on and ain't really do nothing or join him in, in demonstrating and on the other guy.
I mean, but can you, like Big U, like Big U said, he said, Avery, that's his family. He said, you with me, hey. You fired on him first. Said, hey, Big U asked. Big U said, hey, y'all want to get down? He said, no, we got it. Boop, boop, beep. Hit him back. Then he said, now we can get down. What do you expect Big U to do? Like, take sides against his family? Like, that, I'm like, what Wack on, bro? Like, nah, man.
Now, even though he really couldn't hold it against Big U, this was, the first instance in their friendship to where, there was some bad blood there.
Okay.
Because of what took place. It wouldn't be soon after this that their friendship would hit another bump in the road. Wack 100 would explain this bump in the road as the beginning to the end of their friendship and the catalyst for a lot of the issues we see them having today.
Okay.
I ain't never seen so pressed to have an issue with it about some business that he conducted for himself that had nothing to do with it. Truth be told, all this started behind the studio that I built. See, I ain't never even told the story, but I got all the text messages.
I thought you said it was about Suge.
No, that was to put the icing on the cake. I let the
I thought
studio
that was
go
Anthony Davis, bro.
because I didn't want to let use the studio we built. Yo, Wack got this open space, but it could take 8 rooms or 6 rooms. All right, what you want with me? Well, I ain't got the money to finish the construction. All right, so what you saying? Well, Wack, I give you a room, and it just be your room if you just give me like 100, 150 to help me finish the studio.
What, 1,000?
Well, you know if you give me that room, can't nobody use that room, right? Yeah, all right, I'm gonna get a room to game. Here go to 150. This how I want games.
Okay, 150.
Knock this wall out, make it a little better. If you gotta combine 2, that's on you. This what it is. I'm gonna give you the money up front. There you go, right. Here you go to play. On the time we get the room, for 12 months, I ain't paying for no studio time. After 12 months, I give you your rate. Cool. All right, Curry. He take my 150, build the studio out. Game is over there working while he building the studio out. I get a phone call. Hey, man, what up? Call and ask you a question. What's that? Could Big U use your studio? Why would you call and ask me shit like that, bro? Why would you even put my name in a conversation like that? If you got 7, 8 other rooms, tell them which one of your rooms you got available. And simply tell them that room ain't available. Don't nobody go in that room anyway. We got our own locks on it. Next thing I know, man, bro, it's a problem with me using the studio? Yeah, bro, because it ain't your room. It ain't my room. And it shouldn't even put my name in the conversation with you about a room. He got 7 other rooms over there. Everything in that room belongs to that man. He's going to the studio, smoking and drinking and spilling. Man, you act like, man, listen, bro, I'm not acting like I'm not having no conversation with you. That's his room. We paid for it. I'm not finna have this conversation.
Wack 100 would describe this as the moment that permanently changed their friendship, because that's when they sort of stopped looking at each other as best friends or really close homies, and they sort of distanced themselves from each other over this particular conflict over the studio. Now, Wack would claim that shortly after this particular incident, that Big U and Suge Knight will go to E1 and try to steal Wack 100 contracts from behind his back.
I took personal note. So when the shit happened with my label, it was just like the last straw.
What do you mean your label?
Yeah, he went to my label back when Alan Grumblack was there.
What label is this?
E1.
Oh.
Suge Knight on the phone, and Suge Knight tells him, when Wack contracts expire, don't re-up with him. Give him the Big U. This the only dude Wack is scared of in L.A. Right?
Suge told Alan Grumble that.
Right. We're on Big U's phone. Big U's there, right? Oh, this is a motherfucker I done looked out for, helped his son beat cases, defended his son in night fights, gun fights.
You talking about Big U now?
Yeah, I done helped him with his mortgage. I done helped him hustle. I done introduced him, gave him plugs, all this. Woo. So I'm scratching my head like, so, you know, they tell him, we done made millions of dollars with this man. Only he's a businessman, he's our friend. I gotta ask you to leave my office. They didn't want to tell me at first. And they told me. So in my head, I give Big U the benefit of the doubt. Maybe Suge sent him in there. He didn't know what Suge was gonna say. I'm gonna give it a week. Maybe Big U will call and be like, yo, I went up in there to take this meeting, and this crazy motherfucker started saying this. That ain't what came out of my mouth, that what came out of his. After a week, and there was another homie on the phone that you've talked to before, right? And I called him, bro, you really wasn't my label like that?
Oh, okay, yeah.
And he copped to it. Right, so that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't want to hear that shit.
Big U will respond back to Wack 100 allegations of betrayal by saying that it's just not true. He would deny ever going to E1 with Suge Knight to steal contracts from Wack 100. He would even say that's not even possible to do. And he will also deny the call that Wack 100 claimed took place between him and Wack 100 to where Big U would confess to it. Big U would say those are all lies and Wack 100 just made it out the blue.
One, I have never been to Alan Grumblatt's office about a deal. I just heard about this one too. For Wack 100 company, because you can't do that. If you know the music business, and I'm pretty sure you do, in the podcast business, nobody can go get nobody's contract. That's the most ridiculous shit I ever heard. And 2, since I ain't never done it. 3, boy can't come tell me to bow down to nothing. If I went to go get something, me and Suge,
that is,
do the math. So me and Suge is scared of Wack? I don't know. But secondly, why would who on his roster would I be trying to go get? At what time did this supposed to happen? This would have didn't happen before he had Blueface. So the only person in the roster he would have had would have been who? Game?
Game, yeah.
That's my nephew. He ain't had no hitting song. Ray J album under him flopped.
I ain't know that was his nephew.
Okay, do the math. Because now they know I'll be hearing them say, pull out receipts, pull out receipts. Secondly, he's the master of phone recording. Why he ain't got me recorded apologizing to him or saying, why he ain't got a text message from me and him talking about this?
Big U would say that never happened. Wack 100 would claim it did happen.
That shit crazy.
And that was actually the end of their friendship. After Big U allegedly did that, Wack 100 would say he could never look at Big U the same again. And that was effectively the end of their friendship. However, it never made it to the public. Nobody knew that Big U and Wack 100 was feuding. They actually
they kept it under wraps
for 15 months before the public knew anything about it. And the only reason the public found out that Wack 100 and Big U was beefing was, well, because of Hassan Campbell. The Hassan and Wack 100 saga began when Wack 100, Hassan Campbell, 6ix9ine, and DJ Academics did a joint podcast. Now, during this podcast, Wack 100 asked Hassan Campbell about something really sensitive.
Now, we got to ask this question because I'll be a bitch-ass nigga if I did.
Let's go.
Because this question always arises.
Let's go.
You done did time. You done caught a couple bodies. Everybody want to know, where was your enemy to rape because this man did something to you when you was a youngster, right?
Right.
So everybody want to know what happened to that energy when it came to you revenging your manhood with that man.
I don't have it.
What the hell? See, that's the thing about them podcasts, bro. These, like I said, these niggas get on there and ask the craziest shit ever. Like, and like I said, he noticed, like you said, this is a sensitive topic. Like, why are you asking this grown ass man on the podcast about what happened to him in jail? Like, come on, like, these niggas is old as hell doing this. They act like they 15, 20 years. These niggas damn near 40, 50, 60 years old doing this. Like, you ask them that question, bro. Like, that's why these podcasts, bro, I'm trying to tell you, these podcasts be getting you niggas in trouble, boy. But
in me to kill that man, because even though he violated me as a child, he protected and fed my mother's kids when my mother was going through certain shit.
That ain't got nothing to do.
I'm not finished. No, I like my mother, but my mother was coming up short. My mother had 6 kids. And that man was putting food in my refrigerator when I was 9 and 10 and 11 years old, when my mother wasn't there to put that food in that fucking refrigerator.
Oh, that's crazy. But that nigga wasn't doing that just to do that. He putting food in the refrigerator because he's violating you, putting something in you, bro.
It will be this conversation that will lead to the all-out war between Wack 100 and Big U that we're currently witnessing. You see, Hassan Campbell left this conversation feeling as if it was productive. He didn't leave the conversation feeling played. He actually left the conversation feeling like him and Wack 100 was on good terms, even though Wack 100 told him, you know, a man stuck something in him. But Wack 100, on the other hand, left this conversation feeling like he played Hassan Campbell. Wack will go on to say that he deliberately said that to Hassan Campbell's face to get a reaction out of him. To agitate him. After the interview, Wack 100 would make his true feelings about Hassan Campbell be known on a Clubhouse call with Hassan Campbell and others.
I had a whole lot to say. My only problem is that it was too many voices at a table. You know what I mean? So sometimes you lose your point or you get over talked. But if you listen to my PowerPoints in my conversation, I didn't come there to sit down and make games. Tekashi 6ix9ine, when I said to Tekashi 6ix9ine that he is actually a king right now, I meant that. That man has more than 25 million of the youth that's listening to him. He got a large percentage, and I want niggas to listen real careful.
He's not a king, he ain't influenced, bro. Nah, that don't even make sense, my nigga.
All right, but you're not letting me finish saying what I have to say.
Hey, bro, first of all, I'm going to be real, bro.
Don't say nigga, say 6ix9ine.
Now, hold on, bro. I'm going to be real. First of all, let's be real. You was the smallest nigga in that room. We talking about, nigga,
You trying to get your bag and get your platform. So nah, nigga, you ain't finna sit on the side of me and talk all this Martin Luther King shit like that's what's real, bro. Fuck all that. When you called him a king, I called you on that shit. Hey, it ain't his fucking job to be their fucking dad. They all told you they grew up with the little nigga, they the same age. That's their homeboy. That's the position they taking. That's it. Whatever business they got, that's it. You ain't playing daddy, nigga, because you steadily talking about pulling out and killing a nigga. So stop being this hypocritical ass shit, bro. You got a podcast. I got a podcast. We all sat at the table with this man that you want to continue to call a rat. You openly said this man helped you. Nigga, you received the help. You could have said, nah, you're a rat. I don't want your help. Yo, bro, cut that shit out, bro. Everybody out there for a play. Fuck all this serious Martin Luther King shit, because that ain't what that is, bro. That's disrespectful to bring that shit to that table when it's an entertainment play going on. That's it, and that's all.
Now, it's unclear if Wack 100 already had pre-existing feelings towards Hassan Campbell.
You feel me?
But Wack 100 would be really upset and angry that Hassan Campbell was trying to preach positivity, was trying to enlighten, was trying to exist on a higher plane, speak consciousness into the room. Wack 100 would say that it's an entertainment podcast, and Hassan Campbell trying to teach 6ix9ine and his homies are trying to give them positive game. It wasn't a place for it. Now, this will lead to Hassan Campbell questioning Wack 100's motives and saying, wow, didn't Wack 100 have this energy in person? Wack 100 would take offense to this, and Wack 100 will go over the top and take it there with Hassan Campbell.
Why are you so much madder now over the internet than when we was face to face?
Oh, hey, boy, you better go watch that. Everything I said, everything I'm saying now, I said it that fucking tape.
But then you run the clubhouse.
He called you a comic. He called you a comic in the interview, bro.
Wack, keep running from your questions, folks.
Hey, bro, you was out of line. Hey, I don't even think hey, bro, you know what you made that man look like, bro? Nigga, you asking the nigga that got you in here for money, nigga, because you fucked up, bro. I hope he told you to do that, bro.
Listen, my whole thing is like this, right? I'm past that. Tekashi got past that. That's for one. For two, but I'm not past the fact that my niggas ran to Clubhouse and started telling niggas in your room like I was soft or something, or I was intimidated, or you punked me in that room, or anybody punked me in my room.
This ain't his room.
Hey, look, bro, this ain't my motherfucking room, but check it out, though, blood. Wait. Check it out. Hey, look, blood, Paul Rudo, nigga. If it's gonna come out of my mouth, it's gonna come out of my mouth. Everything I said right there. Wasn't between niggas, but air and atmosphere, bro. So don't come in this motherfucker like you heard me say something. If niggas got their little narratives, that's their narratives, nigga. I said everything right there. You didn't do nothing to the nigga that fucked you in the ass. I said it right there, dog.
Oh, yep, he tweaked. He tweaked.
Come in here, look, nigga, don't get mad at me because another nigga, hold on, bro. Don't get mad at me because another nigga put some shit up in there, bro.
Hassan Campbell left the podcast not feeling played. But he left that Clubhouse conversation feeling played and disrespected.
Oh, man.
And he wanted revenge on Wack 100 for saying that to him. Because these two dudes lives on opposite coasts, right? They're never going to meet each other and fight and tussle. So they have to play the internet game. So Hassan Campbell decided that he was going to release some recorded audio from a phone conversation between himself and Wack 100. Where Wack 100 would divulge to Hassan Campbell that he's seen a sex tape with Nipsey Hussle, a girl, and another man. And he would also tell Hassan Campbell that Big U is the biggest snake out here. Now, that leaked audio will be the first time the world will find out that Wack 100 and Big U are at odds.
Damn, I ain't know that. That's crazy. No, that's wild. But we're gonna do 2 segments to this video. But that's the first part of this video. That's crazy, man. That is wild as hell. We gonna get right back into it, man.